you are all fine. Today I am going to discuss about a class 8 lesson, that is chapter 9, banks, bonds and the Betwa. It's a very interesting and inspirational lesson. This is mainly for students, so students will benefit from this talk, and also some of the major and important points of daily matters will be discussed and pointed out with meticulous attention on certain sentences from the lesson itself. This lesson has so many new words also, which will enrich your vocabulary, and also it has got more information about rivers. And in this lesson we are going to talk about a particular river that is flowing, and the river is the Betwa river, which is also very lavishly flowing with water. And we will see how a particular student who is known as Prerana going to make a walking tour along the bank of the river to observe. And in this lesson she writes very clearly about a journal in which she has mentioned about her reflections after having seen and studied and made a tour along the bank of river Betwa. Students, this is not a tour of Prerana by car or by a bus or by a boat or by any other vehicles, but it is on her own leg she walks. So in order to study about this particular river, she walks along the river together with the river. Let us see here the word together with the river, because very often we go to sightseeing, we go to different places, but we don't walk miles in order to study about that particular place or events or facts. We go and then immediately return. We go by car, we sit down, and then we discuss, and finally we return by car itself. But here the interest is about walking tour. The tour is made on her own leg. She walks miles together with the river. Let us see how we walk together with the river. Okay, students, I hope you are understanding my point. My point here is together with the river. And in order to begin this lesson, let us see India. Okay, India is a land of river and land of rivers. Okay, they are the source of fresh water. Yet we get only 4% of this fresh water for consumption. Then what about the rest of the water? And it is contaminated. It goes here and there. It is not drinkable, not able to be consumed. Why? When we start this lesson, we must reflect a lot about our surrounding, how we preserve our surrounding. Our surrounding should be clean. Our areas should be clean. When our areas and surroundings are clean and we dispose the bad things in a proper place instead of dumping in our areas, certainly our river waters also will be fresh enough to be consumed, and we can increase the percentage of the water that we consume. That is one of the aspects of reflection which is set by Prerana in her research study about this particular river called Betwa. The writer has mentioned a very important personality in this particular lesson. Who is that? Leonardo da Vinci, a famous Renaissance polymath who is very knowledgeable and a learned person. He speaks about water. Let us see what is that. Water is the driving force of all nature. That is what he said. As a very important point, water is the driving force of all nature. So he simply cannot make this statement. He made this statement to impress and also to give to the students a very important and essential point. We need to make water always clean, and we need to focus that it is a driving force. So as a natural natural element, we should preserve it, and we should look and observe when water is wasted. We should try our level best to stop it, prevent it, and make a conscious effort to stop flowing water useless without any purpose. That is the reason why he said water is the driving force of all nature. And in this lesson, you will see a student who is known as Prerana, who is making the research study through a walking tour over the river Betwa, organized by VIII India Foundation. And in her journal, she writes so many things. Let us go into her journal book. Before that, students should know what is a journal. If I say about a journal, it means to say a record of daily events that is taking place in one's life. Journal. So daily events, and it can start from the morning till evening until the next day when one person is traveling or moving out, making a record of the type of work one does. That depends on the nature of the work. One can make journal. A student can make journal, and students can improve their daily activities, movement, and record them nicely so that they will be filled and full of things to remember for their future life, recollecting and recalling their past events and the type of nature of work they did. Prerana speaks about her first observation. What did she observe in her first attempt as she reached the river bank? She observed so many things. According to the lesson, she happened to see women brooming their courtyards, farmers pausing from their day-long work, headsmen tending the cattle and their animals, and youngsters sitting beneath the shade of trees and chatting lazily. These are the first observations she made, and she wrote. And when she wrote this journal, she makes a very clear picture of the events. And if you go through that, you will see how she started writing. She said day 1, 11th January, 1 p.m. So she has got a very clear idea about what she writes and how it is recorded. And she talks and she says that her journal is her notebook. It's very important to see that. And in her notebook, she has made several observations and she has written anecdotes from the field, and she keeps everything very, very clean and clear. Clear picture of reflections and thoughts and speculations. Students, to continue little further about the journal, you can see she has a lunch at 3:47 p.m. and she holds at a farmer's hut in the field. So it's very interesting to see huts in the field and farmers make their food, and the tour group halted at farmers house in the field, and they had so many varieties of natural fruits. That's very important. When we in the cities, we don't see natural fruit very easily, but if you go to the field and agricultural area, you will see how pure the fruits are. She says that she had all the possible fruits from the field itself, like cucumber, cucumber, watermelon, muskmelon, varieties of fruits she enjoyed. And then finally, she writes about the story of Lord Rama, who walked along the way of this particular river, and the headman, for example, the chief of the village, who is known as Raj Bahaduri, explains that it is the same way, it is the same path of uh, Rama, Lord Rama, who took a walk during his life here on earth. So you can see, and the student Prerana is also very happy to see that she is taking the same tour or walk along this river which was used by Lord Rama. With this one, I will stop for today. I will continue this lesson tomorrow. Please be there, and please support and appreciate with the comments. Thank you. Have a nice day.